And our fourth main topic today gets submitted to us by Alan Garcia, who writes, "Hey, John. Wow. Did you see the director of the first Space Jam movie, Joe Pytka? I don't know how to pronounce his name, to be honest. Joe Pytka? I'm going to say Pytka. Has come out and just slammed the new one. He used words like insignificant, boring, all while insulting the way Bugs looked, LeBron, and just about everything else. I didn't like the new movie, but isn't it a massive lack of class as a director to come out and start slamming the new movie?" All right, thanks a lot for sending that in, Alan. And yeah, look, first of all, let it be said right here. I watched Space Jam 2, I know they called it New Legacy, whatever, Space Jam 2. I watched it. It had its moments. It really did. The Notorious P.I.G. part made me laugh out loud. And I got a kick out of looking in the basketball audience and picking out all these really quite wonderful Warner Brothers, like little Easter eggs that were all over the place. I got a kick out of that. I did. But overall, the movie's terrible. The movie is terrible. I really thought it was badly done. But then again, I wasn't exactly a big fan of the first Space Jam either. I didn't think that one was done quite as well. Anyway, in the midst of all that, the director of the original Space Jam has come out and started slamming the hell out of this movie. This comes to us from Vanity Fair, who writes, Pytka has several issues with the long-awaited follow-up, including its soundtrack and supporting cast. The filmmaker apparently told the outlet that he watched Space Jam: A New Legacy over 5 separate occasions as it was too dull to complete at once. Pytka also referred to the film's soundtrack as insignificant, a sentiment he shared about the sequel's roster of NBA players, including Anthony Davis and Damian Lillard. In short, the director said the truth is that LeBron ain't Michael. And guess what? He went on to keep slamming the film. Now, I am somebody that also disliked the film. I did not think the movie was all that great. I am a big LeBron James fan. An actor LeBron James should not be. Even though he's probably my second favorite basketball player of all time. But I'm telling you right now, this dude should not be an actor. That being said, I agree with his assessment for the most part that the movie wasn't very good. That being said, I'm not gonna sugarcoat this. It is the height of absolute classlessness for the director of the first one to come out like a sorry little jackass and slam on the work of somebody else working in the same property. You know, a YouTube film critic, Chris Stuckman, who, you know, you've seen on my shows over the years, and he was on my panels at Comic-Con and things like that. I know Chris. Chris Stuckman recently came out and made the announcement that, although granted is with some production company I've never heard of, but he's going to be directing a new movie, like an actual feature film, not one that he's financing himself like I did, not one that's kind of like an own personal project like mine. He's actually legitimately directing a film for a studio. And while I and a lot of other people were disappointed to hear that Chris said he wasn't really going to be reviewing movies anymore, because he is, you know, he's one of the best movie reviewers out there. From a pure movie review point of view, he's one of the best pure movie reviewers out there on YouTube. So I was disappointed to hear that he wasn't going to do that anymore, but I completely respected why he said he wasn't going to do that anymore. And the main reason he offered up was, listen, if I'm going to be a filmmaker, I don't want to be out here trashing other filmmakers. I don't want to be out here trashing the work of other filmmakers. It's fine when I'm a YouTube film critic. That's my job if I don't like the movies. But I don't want to be that guy that talks crap about the projects of other filmmakers or other filmmakers if I now myself am a filmmaker. That's not my place anymore. It's the place of critics and fans and things like that. If you dislike things, you got to say you like it, blah, blah, blah. But if I'm going to be one of those guys, I can't also be the guy that slams the work of other filmmakers and particularly though, in this situation of somebody who's working in the same franchise that you are. So it's interesting, guys, because at the heart of it, I agree with what he's saying. It's not a good movie, but it's not his place to say it. And to me, it comes across as an extreme lack of class an extreme lack of dignity, an extreme lack of honor to come out and bash on the work of another filmmaker and another group of people working within the same realm. And if somebody, look, I have no problem if somebody asked him straight up, say, hey, did you like the movie? Say, you know what, it wasn't for me. I take no issue with that. But to use words like insignificant, boring, dull, oh, LeBron's no Michael, everything about mine is better. You know what, dude? That should be for other people to say, not for you. So while I don't like this movie at all, I'm the fucking nobody YouTube critic. It's my place to say if the movie's not good. That's my job to say, not yours. So yeah, I gotta say, I was really disappointed to read these comments, and I think it's the absolute height of classlessness. If classlessness is even a word, I might have just made that up. I don't know. Anyway, Aaron, you are in a different position than like myself, obviously. Like you work in the industry. You are one of these, people that you are a working actress. You've been in some high profile things, but a director comes out, and a director's a little bit different. Like a director comes out and starts bashing other work. I don't know. How do you see it?
Well, that is a very fine line for, an artist in any medium to talk shit about an artist in a relatively similar medium. And if you will pay attention, not you, but if people in general will pay attention, I am very careful about who I bash. I intentionally do not bash other actors. I think there's maybe been one actor who I have bashed about their work, but that's also because they're just a terrible person in general, and I don't care. But in general, I don't say bad things about actors because I don't want to be that person. And I also will talk about projects specifically, and I'll talk about specific issues that I had with projects, but not the people involved in them. Now, that being said, this Joe Pytka guy can go fuck himself, because this is not only so disgusting for him to do this, it also reeks of not so subtle racism as well. So I'm just going to go ahead and say that. And if you want to compare who's doing better in their careers, let's talk about Malcolm Lee, who is the director of this project, who I had the pleasure of working with 10 plus years ago on Welcome Home, Roscoe Jenkins. My part was so small and ultimately ended up on the cutting room floor. But can I tell you, that man treated me with nothing but dignity, respect, and he treated me like I was Martin Lawrence. He treated me like I was the star of the show. And for that, I will be forever grateful for him as a human and as a director. And then you see the things that he went on to do. He went on and he did Girls Trip. He's done Best Man's Man. He's done sequels to Barbershop. He has done so many incredible films that really have captured a story about people whose stories are not being told. And now he gets a chance to reboot something that can open up a whole new world for a younger generation. Is this movie going to win awards? No, of course not. But guess what, John, whatever your last name is, it doesn't matter. And if you want to compare careers, let's talk about the fact that Malcolm Lee has 9 projects in either production or in development. People want to work with him. You haven't done a studio movie since Space Jam. Okay, what have you done? Some Britney Spears Pepsi commercials? I mean, yeah, I'm sure you got your money, but that says something about who you are as a person. No one wants to work with you for more than 3 fucking days. So the fact that he's going to come out and try to gain some sort of relevance now, because yeah, of course he has to milk this conversation. No one wants to hear what he has to say about anything else. So he can't just get by and say, no, I didn't like it. Why? Because it's his only time that someone's going to ask him his opinion about anything, because no one fucking cares. You know what? I had a teacher once who said, when you work more, you will become more humble. This man doesn't have any humility because he doesn't work. And that's the problem. So you want to have your opinion about a movie, have your opinion about a movie, but do not talk about Malcolm Lee. That's one man you're not going to talk about to Aaron Cummings. He should have just said, it wasn't my cup of tea, and moved his unemployed ass on, but he didn't. So guess what, John, whatever your last name is, fuck you.
Joe.
John Campea, fuck you.
His name's Joe. Joe.
You got
not
that
Joe.
mama bear energy right now.
Anyway,
I read that and I was on fire. I was like, no, you're not going to do that.
by the way, can I just mention Girls Trip is one of my favorite comedies of the last 10 years. I freaking
Great.
I love Girls Trip. And by the way, our friend Anton Riley sends in a super chat badge in live chat. Thank you, man. All right. Kim, Kim, this is fresh for you because you just watched
The little
Space
guy woke me
Jam.
up this morning.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you just watched Space Jam this morning. What did you think?
I wish I could hip bump you right now and be like, damn, girl, you got that mama bear energy. Like, try me one time. Okay. I'm a mother now. You don't even know what I'll do to you. Like, I'm loving it. Yeah, the nephew woke me up and like, I want to watch Space Jam. I'm like, can I wake up first? So yeah, saw it this morning. Look, I don't like to trash people. I'm just getting started in this industry, so I'm not trying to get on anyone's bad list. But it was a movie, and because it was a movie, it is, and it is a movie, and that's what it is. That's the nicest thing I could say about it. It wasn't that good, but let me say this. Okay, the only thing I might not agree with, because the guy is douchey, the soundtrack. I'm sorry, 1996 Space Jam. You had Seal, Coolio, or Kelly. You had Jay-Z, Biz Markie. That soundtrack was the soundtrack of some of our lives. Like summer of 1996, I remember that soundtrack playing handball on the school property when school wasn't in session. So they were like, you have to get off the property. And we were like bumping on our radio with our little cassette. That's memories right there. This soundtrack, I don't even remember what I heard this morning, and I watched it like 5 hours ago. So I think it's pretty tasteless because in the end of the day, in this industry, we're all artists. And like you said, John, you can say, you know what? It wasn't for me. It wasn't for me. But basically, he's basically saying to this new director, it was trash. Who are you to say it was trash? Movies take so much to get off the ground. They take so much to get made. It's so much effort and blood, sweat, and tears and time away from your family. Like, who are you to trash everybody that worked on this film? And honestly, I mean, I have nephews, so I'm coming in with the kind of family perspective. If you've got little kids, it's great. It's fine. They got the colors, they're playing basketball, they got the characters, they're looking in the background going, hey, why is, I know just morning Jaden was like, why is that guy in here? And I'm like, oh, it's Warner Brothers. For little kids, it has fun. And when you're a parent, that's what you want. You want them jumping around, you want them having fun, get that energy out. But who are you to just call someone's art trash? That's not cool. It would have been more tasteful to just say, you know what? Wasn't for me. Hopefully this new generation will take to it. There's still some shade there with that comment, but I thought his comment was really artists shouldn't trash other artists.
Yeah,
They shouldn't trash them because who are you to say that? Who are you to say I mean, I get that. Okay, you have a legacy. This movie, the 1996 version, although it may not be an Oscar award-winning movie, that generation, my generation, will never forget that. We'll never forget Michael Jordan and Bugs Bunny. Like, that means something to me. Like, the original Space Jam means
I've forgotten
it means
already.
a ton to me. And the people I grew up with, it means a ton to us. That soundtrack, that movie, there's parts that I'm still like remembering and reminiscing about. And so it's tough when someone makes a new one and everyone's like, it's not that good. And now you're attached to it for life. I get that frustration, but don't trash people.
I often get, it's the same principle as this. Every day, I'm not exaggerating, every single day, some of the questions that get sent in to me are, John, this and this YouTuber says this. What do you think about what that YouTuber said? Like every single day. And every day I have to reply, I don't talk about other YouTubers. That's not what we do here. Lots of them try to start drama. I mean, there's a lot of YouTube channels that they just exist to talk about other YouTube channels. And whatever other people want to do, that's fine. but we don't talk about other YouTubers here. Unless, there's something really interesting and fun and cool that I want to highlight and promote or something like that, but we don't talk about other YouTubers. I just don't think filmmakers should be talking about other filmmakers. Not if you are in that system, not if you're part of that fraternity. If you're asked straight up, you don't have to lie. But again, like you echoed, Kim, all the dude had to say is, yeah, I saw it. It's not really for me. Not really for me. That's all you got to say, and then walk away. Like, trash the restaurant you went to last night. Trash the car you bought and hate. Trash the sneakers you just... That's all fine. I just don't think people in an industry should be out there trashing other people in the same industry. It's the same bullshit that we saw from Steven Dorff the other week. And it's just... I just don't like seeing it. And it, again... This coming from a guy that I completely agree with his assessment of Space Jam 2. I completely agree with his assessment. Again, leave it to the fucking nobody YouTubers to talk about Space Jam 2 being bad. You stay above that because you're a filmmaker, or at least you were. At any rate,
John,
questions? Yes?
You just gave me an idea for a show that I would...
That's always bad. Whenever I give Aaron an idea, it's always trouble. What is it?
So when you mentioned that there are YouTubers that just like to argue just for the sake of arguing, I'm just imagining you in a house with other YouTubers, and we call it the Real YouTubers of East LA, and we just have you guys living in a house, Real Housewives style. It was an idea. Just let me know if you want to buy it from me.
He's throwing a glass of Zevia. He's throwing a glass. We're thick as thieves. Get this Zevia.
Oh, boy. All right. Guys, the question is for you. What do you think about this? The director of the first Space Jam decided to come out and shit all over the second Space Jam. What do you guys think about it? Jump down into the comment section below and let us know your thoughts.